Alright, welcome. This is Nick Marine presenting Let's Read Japanese, a course series for the reading of Japanese text alongside its audio counterpart. Today's episode is Shinya Shokudo movie, the 2016 movie, part 4 of 5. Really not much to it. Just going to be finishing up either the last one or two stories with this in the next, in the part 5 as well. Okay, with that said, if you enjoy this, if you're on YouTube and you enjoy this video, remember to give it a like and thumbs up and leave a comment. Feedback's always welcome. If you enjoy this series, you'd like to see more like this, please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And this is all part of the Let's Learn Japanese project. If you enjoy what I've been doing with, or appreciate what I've been doing with helping the Japanese learning community, you'd like to support that, that can be done in one way, is via the Patreon, so the link in the description below, as well as links to the community Discord and the Let's Learn Japanese website that Otaku Dave put together. Finally, if you'd like to hire me on commission for technical assistance or advice, or usually it's a one-on-one for an hour or two, trying to walk somebody through getting started, utilizing these resources, or even for somebody who likes to restart in a different direction, then then the hourly rates and the payments are on the Patreon, but a direct link specifically for that is in the description as well. Okay, so let's get started. Just a note. Oh, what happened here? Let me change this up. There we go. A little different layout. I have a layout specifically for what's happening here as well. Okay, I have a specific layout for when I do a Let's Read the News, and then it's a little different than what I do with Let's Read Japanese TV shows and movies. Or in this, usually it's Let's Read Japanese TV shows, but in this case. All right, yeah, it's just the little, what I call the splash page there, which you also see over there, and then of course is the video up at the top. Okay, with that, let's get started. All right, so we got Yoshi. So this is the end of the first story of the second story of the movie. So let's see what we got. Yoshi. Oh, it's not too bad. All right, with that, let's go for it a little bit. All right. Ozawa Yukiko. Ozawa Yukiko.
着きました。は？はい。はい。悪かったわね、付き合わせちゃって。
いえ、ご挨拶できて嬉しかったです。
日類。
月命日はもう。
月命日。OK。
月命日はもうやめにするわ。7年もすれば十分。
旦那さんってどういう方だったんですか？
Now, is this the Michiru from the previous movie?
婿養子でね。
婿養子。婿養子。婿養子。
婿養子でね。先代の父のお気に入りだったのよ。
法事とかお葬式って法事とかお葬式ってふるさとのことを思い出します。誰かが亡くなると近所の人が総出でお葬式の手伝いをするんです。
Okay, yeah, so these are, yeah, so it's Chieko, was it? Chieko? Yeah, Chieko. Chieko and Michiru from the previous movie.
近所の誰かが亡くなると近所の人が総出でお葬式の手伝いをするんです。
そうで。What? そうでで。Is it そうでで or そうで？
近所の人が総出でお葬式の手伝い 手伝いをするんです。おばあちゃんと一緒によく料理作りに行きました。
おばあちゃんリウマチの持病があったわね。元気にしてんの？
はい、おかげさまで。
そう。
お母さんですか？息子さんの会社の同僚の山田と言います。
初見ですか。
それですか。
息子が初見ですか。息子がいつもお世話になっております。
いえいえ、僕の方こそ彼にはお世話になりっぱなしで、
世話になりっぱなしで。
例の。
は、持ってきました。これに200万入っております。
Oh my God! Holy no! Oh no! 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 Oh no! 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 Oh man, this is probably a scam.
バカ息子のためにもうお手数をおかけしてこんなことすいませんでしたな。これからも息子のことよろしくお願いいたします。
はい、こちらこそどうぞよろしくお願いいたします。それでは失礼いたします。
博多行きの新幹線はまだあるとでしょうか。博多行きの新幹線はまだあるとでしょうか。
Okay. You see her in the actual series. Okay, the taxi driver. She pops up in the first episode of the Netflix series, the seasons 4 and 5. So yeah, first episode, season 4.
東京発博多行きの最終は18時50分ですから。
Yohasen.
東京発博多行きの最終は18時50分ですから、今日はもうありませんね。
はあ、運転手さんは詳しかですね。
This older lady kind of reminds me of my wife's aunt.
羽田なら確かまだ福岡行きの最終が。羽田なら確かまだ福岡行きの最終が。
飛行機は苦手ですけん。
今日来られたんですか？
着いたとはお昼過ぎでした。長か一日でした。
さ、さ、メガ盛り頼んでないんだけど。
メガ盛り。
さ、メガ盛り頼んでないんだけど。だいたいレンゲって一つで事足りるよね。
レンゲ？
だいたいレンゲって一つで事足りるよね。ひょっとして一緒に食べようとしてない？
It's kind of cute how how they both kind of flirt with each other, but she doesn't say a single word. Hmm? Oh no.
はるみさん、どうも。どうしたんですか？
話聞いてたら心配になっちゃって。
ほらほらほらほら。お金を受け取った方は、息子さんの会社の同僚だと名乗ったんですね。
はい、
みなりはちゃんとスーツで。
ちゃんとしとられましたと、爽やかな風が吹いとりました。
あ、風が。そもそも電話の相手は本当に息子さんでした？
は？
いや、これも職務ですので気を悪くなさらないようにお察しください。気を悪くなさらないようにお察しください。
カネバ持ってきてくれって電話口で飢えた野獣のことを泣き叫びよるけん、もうとにかくはよ助けようって、もうそればっか思うとりました。
飢えた野獣のごとく泣き叫んでいた。すごいですね、野獣。わかりました。では一応所轄の方に報告しておきますので。
所轄。一応所轄の方。
連絡先を。では一応所轄の方に報告しておきますので、連絡先を教えていただけますか？息子さんの方も。
息子には私の方から電話しときます。いきなり警察から電話やらあるとたまがるけん。
そうですか。わかりました。
Tamagaru. I'm sure it's like an embarrassment or shock, but I'm not.
では息子さんに連絡がつき次第お知らせください。おそらく被害届の手続きをしてもらうことになりそうなので。おそらく被害届の手続きをしてもらうことになりそうなので。
So yeah, this is sort of basically it's a ore ore scam. Again, call up probably with a voice or somehow disguising the voice, usually calling an older mother or father, trying to say it's from their son or something. The ore ore, and saying, "Oh, I'm in trouble, need money, send it to me." Or give it to a courier or someone. Like somehow get money and then send it to them. I didn't know it was like something like like what was that, Niyakuman? If it was Nijuman, I forgot how much it was she gave, but probably it was Nijuman. Maybe I misread that, but that's still a large amount of money, and um, to help out, in this particular scam, it's probably a scam. Uh, it's very common. I mean, so much like it's like they have to put out notifications on trains and advertisements, and just to basically try to inform older people. If there's people asking for money over the phone, or asking for information like ID, your number, your bank information, anything, it's a scam. It just treat it like a scam. Assume and report it like that. If it's from a real business, they're not going to mind because hey, it's just an extra. All it mean is just release this, verify it. That's not going to be a problem. Um, yeah. In fact, my wife had told me like my mother-in-law was. They tried on my mother-in-law. But I guess she didn't fall for it, but she did tell her, my wife, and I think they report. But it's really not much you can do from just a single phone call. Some of them, what they might do if there's a chance, like catch it in time, like they might be able to then take apart, be on the take apart, listening on the conversation, take part of like whatever the payment option was, or whatever way to get the money from the older person to and get involved with that. And so it wouldn't be a transfer of money, but it would definitely be okay. They're trying to find out who the courier is and get them, and hopefully that goes back. Because it was like most scams, a courier is not connected to the one who's pulling the scam. Yeah. We got a comment by Third Axis. Hey Nuke, the MD on Reddit about 4 months ago asked you why your Japanese progress has been slower than expected. You said it was the constant breaks. I took the advice, studied virtually every day, and it sounds good, made good improvement. Yeah, having breaks in your study. I think people mentioned before, it's like, imagine trying to heat up water to cook something. But imagine you're heating up, then turn off the heat, heating up, turn off the heat, heating up, turn off the heat. So it's never getting to the point where stuff starts to cook. That's what can happen when you put a pause in your study, like the temperature or whatever is in your head starts going down. It might do it slowly, but it's still going to go down. And that's with studying, but also immersion. It's like if you stopped actually watching stuff in Japanese and studying. So one or the other, if you stop studying, if you're constantly studying but not immersion, or the reverse where you're doing the immersion, not studying, at least that means the temperature goes down much slower. But if you do both, then it's going to drop much faster. And then you got to pick the temperature back up for it to start getting some benefits from it. So yeah, consistency is going to help out a lot. And expect this, if you're doing stuff 2 hours a day for 6 months, you can expect to be twice as far along as someone who is just doing an hour a day, 1 hour a day. But you can't be expected to be as far as someone who is doing 4 hours a day. And then at a certain point, though, you got to balance the study with the immersion. So like the ones who's doing once they get up past that, let's say the N4 point, the 2,500 vocabulary words, then beyond that point where they're doing immersion and studying, then they're going to be making progress at a different rate than those that are just doing studying or those that are just doing immersion. And I do think those that balance the studying with the active immersion, kind of like what I'm doing, plus the passive immersion, which you can do a lot more hours of passive immersion, you're going to find out you're doing much better as well. Okay, aiming to take the N2 this. And again, my progress is going to be very unusual. Like I can't rate where, I always say right now I'm a high N3, low N2. I'm just going to say that. That's just where I'm at and leave it at that. I'm not going to take any JLPT test, but I'm sure I might do very poorly on the N2 test. Maybe, I don't know. It's hard to tell. I mean, the fact that I've been doing these Let's Read the News, that will actually help a lot on your JLPT because you get a lot of stuff like that, which are news reports. In fact, when I did an assessment about 2 years ago now, it was about 2 years ago. Again, a lot of it was news reports or magazine columns. So I'm pretty sure I would do much better than that. I mean, basically it was the equivalent of roughly an N2 at that point, N3, N2 at that point. So I'm pretty sure I'm much further along than that way back when. Okay, but anyway, glad it's helping. Glad you're making the progress. Glad you're doing better than I am. I am really glad people are, yeah. I think, again, Matt kind of jokingly, but he's true. It's like he said he still remembers me back in my Koei days, and he remembers using some of the resources that I provided to help him get started. But again, he was consistent in put in advice, not just my advice, but advice from most of it from Katsumoto to get where he is, to achieve that in 2 years, what I hadn't even accomplished yet in 12 years. So again, that's consistency, density, but again, constantly learning something, but also with the immersion and both active and passive of Japanese material. Okay. All right. Yeah. It's glad to know about it. And and always if you haven't already, stop by the community forum, the community Discord, leave a note about how you're doing or leave a message on Reddit or Matt's Refo Discord, anywhere is fine. I'm sure people like to hear progress. They like to hear that people are doing well. That's success stories is always a good thing. Even if it's like saying at the cost of saying, hey, you're doing better than Nuke Marine, the guy who was giving you advice. Because again, you're being more consistent than whatever the hell I'm doing. Okay, anyway, let's keep going. Sorry about that. What we got here?
本当にあそこで間違いないんですかね。
裏は取ってやるんだ。
Okay, those are the police officers on a stakeout.
必ず尻尾を出す。お前なんて格好してんだよ。
は？大事な友達の結婚式だったんですけど。 暇なのに呼び出しといて何ですかその言い草。
It's not your turn. Okay, got called out a turn.
暇なのに呼び出しといて何ですかその言い草。
非番は休みじゃない。自宅待機だ。
Okay. 自宅待機。
だから
非番は休みじゃない。自宅待機だ。
だからこうして着替えるまま惜しんで駆けつけたんじゃないですか。
Yeah, and by the way, being on call, yeah, that is a form of work, and you got to be ready when you get the call. I've done that in the military as well, and you've had people where they're forgetting like on call doesn't mean that's a day off. Like you've got to be ready to come into work when necessary, and sometimes they forget that, so they get in trouble because they weren't ready to come back when the time was for their call.
モニター見てろよ。
肉眼がいいです。
Probably looking with yeah, it's like it is fun. It gets boring if you're just monitoring with electronics, but
カルバンのマグリフです。
Calvin, Magrif, Magrif, Calvin.
カルバンのマグリフです。
は？
Oh, the perfume?
香水ですよ。グレース・ケリーと同じです。
いいから離れろよ。何やってんだよ。気づかれる。
I guess it's so you can see the dress properly.
何やってんだよ。気づかれるだろ。
明かりを消してるから逆に不審に思われるんです。堂々と振る舞いは誰も張り込みしてるなんて思います。
ね。不審はっきりしない点があって。疑わしくも。So, okay, becoming doubtful. Suspicion, 不審。
Okay. 誰も張り込みしてるなんて思いませんよ。
そっか、一理あるな。
あ、
堂々と。Okay. 堂々と。振る舞えば。
そっか、一理ある。
誰も張り込みしてるなんて思いませんよ。
そっか、
堂々と振る舞いは明かりを消してるから逆に不審に思われるんです。堂々と振る舞いは誰も張り込みしてるなんて思いませんよ。
そっか、一理あるな。
That's one thought, or one line of reasoning. Okay. Some truth in it. Okay. 一理あるな。そうか。
そっか、一理あるな。
あ、
何してんだ。下に聞こえるだろ。おい。
グッドポジション。
Okay, direct line of sight.
まだ続いてんだ。ダメだね。
書かねえと落ち着かねえんだよ。まあ書いたところで次の日には忘れちまってんだけどな。まあ書いたところで次の日には忘れちまってんだけどな。
Kishimu? I don't know.
ネズミ？
I assume that's like a creaking, so Kishimu.
こんな店も随分年季入ってるし。
Nenki.
こんな店も随分年季入ってるし。
Or if that upsets the master or not.
ガタ来てんじゃねえか。
Gata?
ガタ来てんじゃねえか。
あ、こんばんは。
いらっしゃい。
ああ、皆さんお揃いで。
あれ小暮さんおサボり？
Osabori? Oh yeah. Should have seen that. Osabori.
制服。
あれ小暮さんおサボり？
Osabori?
制服着たのね。おサボりしないでしょ、いくら僕でも。あ、マスター。
But he always shows up messing, not doing his job.
この方、はるばる九州からいらした小川由紀子さん。
Harubaru. Okay, Harubaru.
はるばる九州からいらした小川由紀子さん。朝から何にも召し上がってないんで、何か作ってもらえますか。こちらのマスター、食べたいものがあれば何でも作ってくれますから。
そげんですか。
So again, this guy.
豚汁なら豚汁定食ば。
いや、遠慮なさらず、値段ならね、心配ご無用ですから。
Nasarazu.
いや、遠慮なさらず、値段ならね、心配ご無用ですから。見ての通りね、ほら、吹き溜まり的な店ですから。
Kidamari. Kidamari.
見ての通りね、ほら、吹き溜まり的な店ですから。
それがよかです。
あよ。
Don't tell her what she wants. She knows what she wants. Tonjiru. Teishoku.
初対面の方に失礼かもしれないんですけど、それってキテキテ詐欺かもしれないですよ。
はあ。何ですか？
オレオレ詐欺はよく聞くけど。
Yeah, yeah. That's the one I've heard of, you know, when you're calling on the phone about leaving money with some type of courier, but kite kite sagi.
来て来てって呼び出してお金を持ってこさせるんですよ。
お待ち。
美味しかです。
そうかい。
ごゆっくりどうぞ。
Okay. I like how they're all going to help her out. That's
これロッカーキーです。
朝起きた時は焦げんとこに泊まるとは思い。
Kogen. Kogen.
焦げんとこに泊まるとは思いませんかったです。
Actually, I forgot to check. Did I? Oh, yeah. Here, in fact, let me check on something real quick while I'm. Okay, so we start at 58 minutes. Okay, 1 hour, 18 minutes. Yeah. All right. Yeah, so go to the 1 hour, basically do it for 20 minutes, 1 hour, 18-minute mark. Then how much would be left to the end after that? That is a. Tell you what. Let's redo that. We'll change that up a little bit before I get into it. All right, so I'm going to go to 300 lines of dialogue, roughly right here. So the 1 hour 20 minutes. Okay, let's do the 1 hour 20. All right, and then however much is left in that time, and then that leaves. All right. Yeah, so if you don't know what I'm doing is in my text sheet, I'm looking at this right here, this file. I'm just looking at how many lines of dialogue there is. And roughly I've been doing 280 lines of dialogue, which comes out to about 20 minutes. Yeah, it depends, give or take, if there's a lot of downtime in the dialogue. So in this case, because there's roughly 600 lines of dialogue left in parts 4 and 5, so I was doing 300 each, and that should balance it out. So yeah, I'll stop around the 1 hour 20 minute mark, and we're at the 108 right now. Okay, so about 12 more minutes. Go again.
ゆっくり休んでくださいね。
じゃあ私たちはこれで。
わざわざ連れてきてもろうて。これもっと少なかばって。
すいません。お礼だなんて。ごきげんよう。さようなら。これ。
どうもありがとうございました。
So it's capsule hotel. Now, in most capsule hotels, are just going to be for men only. In Tokyo, though, they do have capsule hotels for women, just because it's a larger city. Just again, it's just the nature of a lot. I guess just by the number, we're just going on just numbers. Majority of the maybe travelers that would need something like a capsule hotel, probably going to be men, salary men. You know, as the numbers of the gender differences become more equal. And when it comes to those that are on travel, obviously now it's not an issue. I mean, there's not as much travel in regards to businesses, but when that happens, then I'm sure then the number of capsule hotels for women would increase as well. I don't necessarily mean that. That doesn't mean it's a good thing that you need to be on travel and staying overnight for businesses. If it's like where you need to essentially be in a coffin. I say that, by the way, if you ever seen pictures on Navy ships about berthing on Navy ships where people sleep, it's basically like, again, just a little open-faced coffin. In fact, the bed lifts up, and that's where all your storage is at. And it's like, for where in the ships I was in, it was like three deep, because I was like enlisted to berthing. If it was like officer area, maybe, even the chiefs was 3 deep. The officers, I think it was like maybe 2-person or 4-person staterooms, and it would be 2 deep. So it just means you could probably sit up in the berthing. Now, the newer ships probably have a better design with more comforts in mind, so you would be able to sit up, like it's like more of an L-shaped instead of just a coffin, so that you could like sit back and sit up and like read and do other stuff, and then more electro outlets so you can. But basically, these are designed for a bit more comfort in mind as well. Anyway, I've never been in a capsule hotel, but there is one in the city in which I'm at. So there is one, but I've just never felt the need to go to it. But the option's there if I want the experience, which I don't. Like I said, I've been in the Navy long enough. I know what it's like. And you also want to make sure to close the door, privacy. So sometimes you might have people that maybe go by and reach in, see if they can steal something. And maybe it's not as bad now that there's cameras everywhere, but I don't think there might not be cameras there just for privacy issues. I don't know, but for security. But yeah, you kind of have to be a bit more secure and be more concerned about your private property.
なんか棺桶の中にいることあるね。
Yeah, so like the inside of a coffin. 棺桶の中に。
棺桶の中にいることあるね。
Yeah.
こいでよかったとたい。
私だって自分だけは引っかからないと思ってるけど、 いざとなったら分かんないわよね。
いざとなったら。
その方お一人
らしいよ。いくら年金もらえるって言ったって、あの年で虎の子の金騙し取られたら。
Unsuccessful savings. Okay. 虎の子の金。
あの年で虎の子の金騙し取られたら、そう簡単には立ち直れねえよ。
Okay, so that's Ichido and Chieko?
そういう連中はケツの毛までむしり取るっていうからね。ケツの毛まで、そういう連中はケツの毛までむしり取るっていうからね。
ケツの毛まで。I don't know what that means. It's probably a phrase. Mushiri. Ketsunoke. Wait, Ketsunoke is like maybe it's a bird. So let's go with Ketsu. It's probably a bird then. Since talk about plucking. Ketsu. Maybe the tail of the tiger. Ketsunoke. So I'm pretty sure if I could see it, like a Ketsunoke, so it means like the tail feather, plucking the tail feathers. Mushirotoru.
ケツの毛までむしり取るっていうからね。
どうしてカプセルホテルなんですか？一晩ぐらい泊めてあげたらいいのに。
マスター、2階空いてるでしょ？
あ、いや。
Okay, who's up there?
大変な思いまでして東京来てほっぽり出して。私だったら自分の部屋に泊めてあげます。
ほっぽり出して。放り出す。Okay.
私だ大変な思いまでして東京来てほっぽり出して。私だったら自分の部屋に泊めてあげます。マスターは私が困っていた時泊めてくれたじゃないですか。
だ
からそれは明らかよね。若いもんな。
That's not that. What? That was kind of funny, the look you gave.
みちるちゃん、あんたその人に会ってないんだから、会って人相を確かめないとさ。人を止めるとかは、会って人相を確かめないとさ、人を止めるとかはね、やっぱり。
いらっしゃい。帰ったんじゃないのかい？
息子と連絡ば取れるまでおろうと思うて。
うん。
この方。
どうぞ。
こんなこつよかとですか？
はい。
一度言い出したら聞かないんだから。
言い出す。
一度言い出したら聞かないんだから。強情なのよ、あの子。
強情な。strong. Strong opinion. Abstinence. Okay.
強情なのよあの子。
新潟のおばあちゃんのことを
新潟の
思い出したんじゃないのかい、みちるちゃん。
そうね、そうかもしれないわね。でもさ、あのおばあさん心配よね。ああやって騙された話はよく聞くけど、その後で本当の子供と連絡がついても来られるのよ。なぜ詐欺に引っかかったんだって。それで親は傷つくのよ。でもさ、まだ息子さんと連絡が取れないって変よね。その息子さん本当にいるのかしら。
どう
ああ。
どういうことだい。
うちのお客さんにいたのよ。2人分で予約が入ったんだけど、来たのは年配のお客さんが1人だけ。その人何年か前に息子さんと2人でうちに来たことがあったの。その息子さんが亡くなって昔2人で旅した場所をまた一緒に巡ってるんだって真顔で言うのよ。人って答えを出さないまま漂ってた時があるのよね。
そうかもな。
ああ、私も漂いたい。
島根のいい日本酒入ったんだ。飲むかい。飲むよね。飲まない。飲まないよね。
飲むわよ。
あよ。
もどかしい人。
もどかしい。のことを思うようにすまず。歯がゆい。I don't know that one. Okay, let's see. Impatient, irritating. Modo kashita. It doesn't feel like I'm not getting that. I'm not getting that mood. Impatient. Okay. Not quick enough. Okay, I think that's probably a better one. Taking too long. Modo kashita.
もどかしい人。
焦げな可愛いかもんばかりで。すみません。
That would be the saddest thing, like what she was mentioning. Like if it turned out her son had actually passed away, but she's just, in a way, imagining he's still alive, and that's how she fell for the scam. You know, her son just isn't alive anymore, but she was thinking he's in trouble and came to Tokyo to help him out. You know, that would make this like a even more kind of a tragic of a story.
それおばあちゃんに送ってもらったんです。
なあ、一緒に寝らんですか。
寝袋がありますから。
探検家みたいやね。
探
検家みたいやね。あ、よかそのままでよか帰んで。
いやダメ。大丈
夫。うちこの匂い好きばい。
好きばい。I'm assuming it's just a regional accent on what she's adding.
ちくそうって。
I assume it's like floating. Chikuso. Okay, the floating smell.
ちくそうって赤ん坊のごたる。
赤ん坊のごたる。
でもなんかちょっとよだれ臭い。
よだれ臭い。Is that what yeah, I thought so. Yeah, no, that it.
でもなんかちょっとよだれ臭い。
隠し味さ。
これも送ってもらったんです。
どこのお酒？
新潟です。
Good sake. Or good, I mean, like I said, I've had some sake that was manufactured in Niigata. The taste does have a very good flavor to it.
乾杯。
乾杯。
じゃあお願いね。はい。みちるちゃん。今日カニはやめて近畿の一夜干しに変更って板長に伝えといて。
近畿。Okay. All right. Okay. I know that fish. Okay. Kinki. 今日やめて近畿を。一夜干し。一夜干し。一夜干し。Okay. I like that.
今日カニはやめて近畿の一夜干しに変更って板長に伝えといて。
Oh. 板長。Head chef. 板長。
って板長に伝えといて。
はい、わかりました。
あ、そうだ。あのおばあさんどうしてる？
今日はゆっくりするそうです。
あら、そう。
Okay. Mm-hmm. Doing the stakeout, huh?
今日もコンビニ弁当ですよね。私買ってきます。
いいんだよ今日は。ご苦労さん。
出前。
すき焼きですか？差し入れ？
すいませんね、わがままなお願い聞いてもらっちゃって。構わないよ。料理するわけじゃなし。昔面倒見てやった半端もんが。
面倒見てやった。
更生して親の仕事を継いで美味しい肉を持ってきてくれるんだよ。俺に感謝しろよ。
してますよいつも。
いつも。うん。Not it. That's sukiyaki? Wait, let's see what it is. Oh yeah, it is sukiyaki. Okay. Awesome. And if you haven't had sukiyaki, obviously what you do also is the raw egg, and so it's a very sweet sauce that is being cooked. The meat and the vegetables are being cooked in, and also tofu. And you would then from there dip it in. You basically dip it in the raw egg and then eat. It tastes very good, I think. I guess some people probably won't like the idea of utilizing raw egg as part of the eating process, but I also don't recommend it for eggs that you maybe purchase in the U.S. But for other countries where there might be, individual instead of mass production, more farm to table eggs, probably be safer to eat. Not as much worry about getting. I don't know, great, I'm forgetting the word for it when the infections you get from raw egg. Salmonella, yeah, salmonella poisoning. What are we supposed to go to? About the 20-minute mark. Okay, so we're almost about stopping of the video. We're at 50 minutes into this. Where are we at here? There we go. Okay.
もう煮込みかよ。ええなお前。
I assume it means she's on her second egg. 2個目。
この方が美味しいんですもん。
まあ一理あるな。
There's Did he say ikiri? Ikiri? Ichiri. It sounded like he said ikiri. I mean, it'd be the same thing, but
ichiri あるな。
it does sound like he's saying ma ikiri. Chiri.
あれ
Got it? Got movement. Is that? Yep, that's ours. And look at the date, 2016, November 11th. That looks like the guy, that's probably the guy from the beginning of the story that took the money. So let's see, maybe we're in luck.
あの男、今日3回目ですね。
被疑者リストには
He's a suspect, right? Yish. Yisto.
入ってないです。
じゃあ記録しとけ。
記録しとけ。So this story might be going on a little bit longer. So since it might be dealing, with the stakeout, her staying in Tokyo. I don't know, because like I said, most of the stories, if there's 4 stories, then yeah, this is ending soon. If not, Chirich?
ごめんね。勝手に台所借りた場合。あ、これも。まだ寝とってよかとよ。
ばあちゃん。
Oh no.
何こしょっとだろうね。
Thinks it's her mom, her grandmother. That's kind of sad.
失礼いたします。
I tell you what, I'm gonna stop it there. So we'll say at 19:30. So we'll do it at the 19-minute mark. I'm sure it would be fun. Yeah, around 9. Okay, we'll do that. Since it's a different scene, it's gonna be playing out.
エビになります。やっぱり私自分の分出します。
よかよ。宿泊代の代わりやけん。それに誘ったんはうちの方たい。あ、はとバスの方がよかったと。
Okay. Cool. Yeah, this is I'm liking this story. And you kind of notice, like, right at the beginning when you see the money handoff, he's like, you immediately know, holy shit, there's a scam in progress. And it, again, but there's more story to her. We don't know if her son's alive, if she's just thinking he's alive, or maybe, and then we don't know. I mean, he may have already passed away. It feels like that. So that's why they can't get in contact with him, because they can't find him because he's already. Maybe that's the case. It's obviously she was probably part of a scam. It looks like for the stakeout of the 2 detectives, they found the person. They don't obviously wasn't on a list, but they made a note of it, and hopefully it's kind of revealed as to what type of scam that person's pulling. And yeah, I guess there's a different scam. The ore ore. This is that what is it? Dete. I'm not sure what they call it, but kite kite. There we go. Kite kite. So I guess it's just a different type of scam of, hey, coming and actually bring the money, so it's not a courier. I don't know. I mean, yeah, you got some of these scams, and also you hear about the scams that are happening. But these are dealing with scams dealing with computers, where they trick you into giving remote access, and then they're gonna from there also trick you into thinking that you need to send them back money because they accidentally gave you too much money. And that was one scam that I was seeing on, and it's just the idea like somehow you get money from yourself to this. If that's the transfer, usually there's a scam involved. And especially with that one, they were like going into real big detail. Like, here, take it out in $100 bills, stick the bills within the sheets of a book. So you then send the book through the mail, and then the scannings that might be looking for bundles of cash, which again, it will probably be happening if you're sending it through federal mail or international. They will scan for looking for money that's trying to transfer, outside the, jurisdictions of governments. Then they're trying to bypass that, and then collects by couriers who pick that up, gather, then hand it to another one who's, again, maybe closely related. And that person is then sending the money to the company that's in another nation that's pulling the scam off. That's just one version of it. And there's some you're seeing like dealing with the essentially using encoding data, basically crypto locking data, and then having payment in cryptocurrency, just to unlock the data. So that's another type of scam, but that's different thing. That's not a scam. That's an actual just flat out theft. That's just extortion. So that's a different setting entirely. But what's happening here, just what happens in Japan, just generally, especially older crowd, but even now, it's a cash basis. It's more like cash based than credit, and so a lot of people have a lot of money stored away in their houses and then call upon that. So they're not saving it, putting it in the bank, and then withdrawing, because again, the banking industry is, you put money in a bank, it doesn't get interest, it's going to lose money, so the value is going to drop, unfortunately. So more of a cash thing. And so because of that nature, then the idea of, like if you can contact an older person, trick them into thinking that their children is in some type of trouble, and to get them to withdraw a certain amount of money, let's say anywhere from probably not more than 100, but anywhere maybe up to $1,000 or something equivalent, to give it to a person, just say, oh, thank you. And they'll say, oh, thank you, they think they're doing a good thing. And then once they realize they've had a scam on them, now their pride is such where they're embarrassed to even report that they had this happen to them. They're embarrassed at it, type thing. And so that means it gives another avenue of escape to these criminals that want to prey on the elderly. Both the good nature, the willingness to help, the positive aspects of things you want as a society, it will be abused. They were taking advantage of that, and that's why I would have no problem with persons like these being smashed hard by justice. The court systems. Because again, this is not like someone who got angry at another person and threw a punch. All right, this is not like something that was through the heat of the moment, or accident. Something where you're at fault, but again, may have ended up being a criminal act or whatnot. But no, this is like purposely exploiting the vulnerabilities of a vulnerable part of society that has spent years and decades helping society. So yeah, I can see how you really want these guys, someone to take advantage, to just be hammered, and I would have no problem swinging the hammer myself, but I would never be in the position to do that. So this story is, yes, it's fiction, but unfortunately, it's something that happens probably on the daily, and you occasionally hear it on the news. And it's good that they put the warnings, trying to at least get the clue in. If you're handing money off because of something you heard on the phone, be wary. And it's going to get worse. Oh my God, it's going to get so much worse because of technology, where if maybe these scammers have access to the voice of let's say the son or daughter, they can actually then emulate that voice. And now it sounds like it is the son or daughter talking to the parent or grandparents there, making it even more convincing. And then of course, even technology where it could be a video, like you can actually, with the click of a button, overlay your face. They're basically put the mask of the person. And it seems like, so even through technology, you hope like maybe it could be video chat, but it actually could be scammed that way. It is because of technology, it's going to make it very difficult. Where it seems, hey, wow, this really was from, it was the face, it was the voice. It seemed like it was the son or the daughter, so it made sense where, give it but the fact that you're just handing over the cash to a third person, that's what makes it questionable. And you got to just convince people, look, if it's going to be the case, just involve the police a little bit, make it like as a slight bit of oversight, kind of like what they were doing when they were doing like a Craigslist or some type of delivery, like settling. It's like, hey, let's do this at the police station or some type of public place. It's under supervision of lights or something, and so it feels like if there is if a crime gets committed, at least it's going to be recorded and obvious. Okay. Yeah. So I'm going to end the video there. I'm thinking, part of me is thinking, it's right now 3 o'clock. I'm probably going to hold off on part 5 for tomorrow, and also do the first episode of the Shinya Shoku. Okay. So again, we'll do part 5 tomorrow. So we'll end the movie tomorrow. And I'm thinking, depending on what the time is like tomorrow, I'll also do the first episode of Kino Nani Tabata, What Did You Eat Yesterday? Of the 3 specials. Also, I found out yesterday is that the Kino Nani Tabata, there's going to be a movie, a theatrical movie for that. I'm not a fan of theatrical movies of TV shows in Japan. They tend to not be that good. Specials are usually bad enough, depending on. But it wasn't the case with Kino Nani Tabata. It was the specials were really good. So it's almost like an extension of the series. So that was good. I'm not getting warm and fuzzy on the movie when I saw the advertising, but it might be all right. I doubt I'll do a let's read on it. If it ends up on Netflix, then maybe I will, but I'm not feeling it. And similar with, I need to find the movies for rookies. I've got the theatrical movie. It's on Netflix, but I don't think the special that was on TV ended up on Netflix. So if there is, I might try to put those into a let's read. It'd be interesting if they put Rookies, the TV show. I think they've got it on Amazon. I might be wrong. I know they got the movies, but I don't think they got the series. That would be kind of good. If some of these, like I said, I'd like the idea of if I can do these series off of Netflix, that would be great. Now, or I could, if I don't get the benefit of the learn language of Netflix, being able to go back and forth based on the subtitles. But if it's on Amazon, sure, I'll do it as well. There's some TV shows on Amazon there's a lot more episodes on Amazon to watch. It's just that, again, the resources or tools to take advantage of that are not there. Oh well. We'll see how that works. Then, okay, so we'll stop it there. So this was at the 1 hour, 19 minutes, 30 seconds. This was part 4 or 5. I think I've talked enough. Let's end this. So, for those of you on YouTube, if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and leave a comment. If you enjoy the series, like to see more, subscribe to the channel. If you appreciate what I'm doing to help the Japanese learning community, you can support that in a way via the Patreon links in the description, as well as links to the website and the community Discord. Finally, if you'd like to hire me on commission, usually it's going to be one-on-one for people who are starting off, wanting to get started, utilizing resources, kind of walk through the steps, or people who are wanting to restart in a new direction, then the hourly rates and the payments are on the Patreon, and the link directly to that is in the description as well. So thank you all very much. This has been, again, as I said, Shinya Shokudo, the 2016 movie, part 4 of 5. And I'll be back. The next episode will be finishing it off. For those of you on Twitch, it'll be tomorrow. For those of you on YouTube, also it'll be tomorrow. So, as well. This will be posting on YouTube. Should be on September the 14th. So, by the way, I'll mention for those of you on Twitch, what I'll be doing is after the Kino Nani Tabata, I'm going to try to do the Let's Read Again. Let's read again in Japanese, which is, again, revisiting a series I've done, but in my readability was above 90, in my Morphman readability of that particular drama or series is at 95% or higher. And do the Let's Read Again on those. All right, cool. With that said, thank you all very much, and I'll see you next time. All right, bye, guys.